into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Here we go, money talk. Here comes the money, 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 money.
Who knew that we would hear that music ever again after 6 years? Look, guys, if the road to WrestleMania begins after the Royal Rumble, then tonight we all took an exit to get on the Autobahn because major events happen. They happen fast, right from the gun, and it all ended with a crimson mask on some steel steps and the champ holding the belt high. Welcome, everybody, to the Raw After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. Yeah, I'm solo tonight. For only the second time in my, I don't know, almost 3 years of hosting the show, I'm doing it solo. Ty Matthews, follow him on Twitter, @TyMatthewsPMA. He is out being the progenitor of hyper-optimism somewhere in the world. We don't know where he is. And Markeia McCarty, follow her, of course, on Twitter as well. She's a little under the weather, and unfortunately, no one else could step in. And I said, you know what? Now's a good time to do it solo, take some phone calls, have fun with every one of you that are watching live, listening. Well, actually not, you're listening and watching at the same time. So yeah, we're gonna take some phone calls in just a bit. So here's how we're gonna do it. That music's amazing. Like, I never thought I'd hear that music on a WWE telecast ever again.
So good.
Mark, it was needed. Like, Shane needed to come back.
Very much so, and this was the last thing that everybody was expecting, and it was the perfect time to pull that trigger.
It was. I will say I called it on Compadres a couple of weeks ago. I said we need Shane McMahon to make WrestleMania 32 really special because of all the injuries, and he showed up, and he showed up in a big way. And so with that said, here's how the show's going to go tonight, guys. Instead of running down from start to finish on Monday Night Raw by myself, because who wants to hear that? Nobody. I don't even want to hear that. I'm going to go over the major talking points. Then we're going to take some phone calls, and you guys can choose any one of these talking points that you like, and just be a professional about it. Don't be an a-hole.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, don't be a jerk, and we'll have a great night. So here's the deal.
And because I'm going to be controlling the phone calls, if you do start to show a little bit of jerkiness, you're cut.
You're getting the axe.
That's all that it is.
Holla, holla. All right. The number to call in, 424-253-0504. I'm sure Mark's going to put it on the screen, and that is Soapbox Mark in the ones and twos right there. So give him a holler. What's up, brother?
Ah, man. This Raw, I watched as much of it as I could from the engineering part, and it was very, very good.
I mean, for people that thought Fastlane was a disappointment, whether or not you do, I don't know. This certainly put a picture on WrestleMania. At least it gave us a framework to WrestleMania. I wouldn't say put a picture on it yet, but it's starting to shape up a little bit. To fill 100,000 seats in Dallas, not an easy task, but hopefully we'll get there. So with that said, let's run down these talking points. Number 1, Shane O'Mac. Need I say more? Number 2, Shane O'Mac versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. If you would have told me Shane O was coming back and then going to be facing The Undertaker, I would have thought you were as goofy as a pet coon, as Jim Ross would always say. So that happened.
I made a joke tweet when he came out, like, all right, let's start the rumor mill of Shane versus Undertaker, like, just as a total joke. And then it happened.
There's no, you weren't kidding.
It's absolutely crazy.
It's so strange. And we didn't see Undertaker, obviously, but we have plenty of time to build that up. And who knows which way this is going to go? Because, I mean, everyone loves Shane. Everyone loves Undertaker. I don't know. So I think a lot has to happen over those next 5 weeks to really tell us what the point is and what the story behind this is. With that said, too, Brock Lesnar attacks Dean Ambrose prior to Raw in the parking lot. It was incredible. Throws him on top of the limousine, does a lot of damage. I don't know who's going to pay for it, but a lot of damage to that limousine and to Dean Ambrose. And then he ends up coming back, driving the ambulance. I don't know who the driver was. I'm assuming he's going to get reprimanded or fired, but Ambrose gets F5'd just outside the ring. That sets up a match. Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. I love it. I mean, that's a match. Doesn't need to have a title. That's a grudge match. You have Dean Ambrose, one of the best performers in WWE, against Brock Lesnar, one of the greatest pro athletes we've ever seen. That's going to be a great match. Charlotte, let it be known that Sasha's going to take on Becky for the #1 contendership at WrestleMania. So the next few weeks, as she said, are going to be fun for her. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. we had Chris Jericho and AJ Styles, Mark, in a tag team match. Holla, holla, holla.
Crap, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Oh, no.
Crap,
Oh, no.
where'd it
Hit
go?
me. Hit me.
Wait.
Back. Ty Matthews just sneezed. Yeah, that's right. Tag team match tonight. They took out the Social Outcast. The question is, does the Jericho and AJ storyline end here? And do they go different paths for WrestleMania? Or do they end up facing each other one more time? That remains to be seen. And lastly, well, not quite lastly, we have a new inductee into the Hall of Fame. Aside from Sting, we now have a pimp, everybody. We got the Godfather, the Good Father, Papa Shango, whatever you want to call him. He is entering the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania, being inducted by Ron Simmons and JBL, the APA. Very interesting second member, to be honest with you. Usually it's a little more of a legend as the second member, but who knows? Either way, he had a great career, incredibly entertaining, and looking forward to seeing that. And then lastly, Triple H took the whoopings to Roman Reigns, came out wearing jeans and leather. You know he means business. And to say that Roman was busted open is an understatement. I don't know if he broke his nose, but I do know this. That nose is not in the shape it was prior to Monday Night Raw. And he stood tall as Raw went off the air. So for people that weren't happy about Roman Reigns winning, and I know there's plenty of you out there, this is interesting because Triple H did the crotch chop, beat up Roman Reigns to a lot of cheers. I don't know if that's what they wanted because that's not helping out Roman Reigns' cause. But that's why we're going to get some phone calls in because I want to know what you guys think. As much as a lot of people are now commenting, oh, it was great watching Triple H beat him up. The question is, though, in the long run for the storyline, I'm not sure how that does because now it's going to be very, very divisive when it comes to WrestleMania 32 in that main event. So with that said, right now our Mania card is Roman Reigns versus Triple H, Undertaker, Shane McMahon, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, and Charlotte versus Sasha or Becky. Those are the matches we have so far. Like I said, a framework for WrestleMania. So with that said, Mark, I'm ready to take some calls because I think we set things up nicely and we don't get to do this very often. So let's have some fun with our fans.
Let's have some fun. Caller, you're on the air with Mr. Jonny Loquasto. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey.
Hey, what's up? This is Jalen Gittins. Am I on?
Yeah, you
Yes,
on,
sir.
buddy? What's up, dude?
Oh my God, Shane O'Mac came back. It's like the greatest thing ever. And I didn't expect this because I read a story a couple years ago that he left to start his new business or something, and I thought he was going to be gone forever.
Yeah.
My only criticism about this whole thing is with that match and with the Brock Lesnar versus Ambrose match. Yeah, they don't need titles to make it, but it almost seems like the title matches are irrelevant compared to those two matches. And that's not the first time this has happened. This is not the same, but when John Cena had the United States title, it seemed like that was the bigger title than the WWE title when Seth Rollins had it because he didn't even defend it against anybody.
Yep.
I don't get why they can't make these titles relevant again.
Well, here's the thing. The Seth Rollins injury, as we all know, really derailed things. And, Triple H has a zillion jobs right now. And when he won the title at the Rumble, it was pretty obvious he wasn't going to defend that title until WrestleMania. And so you bring up a good point. It is hard when you're not defending it, it is hard to keep it on the top of everyone's mind. But at the same time, he took a big step tonight towards this grudge match with Roman Reigns. So, but I see what you're saying. Undertaker, Shane McMahon, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose. It's Roman Reigns and Triple H's job to make that title incredibly important. And so we still have 5 weeks for them to figure it out. But I see your point there.
Yeah, true. And I wish they would bring back more actual rivalries, because it seems like the last one I actually saw that was a rivalry they had was Randy Orton versus John Cena, because those matches went back and forth.
Yeah.
And I guess AJ and Chris Jericho are doing that a little bit. But it seems like whenever they have a rivalry, one person wins every single time, and the other person never ever wins unless they get one victory on an insignificant SmackDown or something. So I wish they would work on that too.
No, I'm with you. And the thing about AJ and Chris Jericho, I mean, who wouldn't love to see that rivalry? The thing is, nowadays, everything is so microwaved that, they've already had 3 matches in less than a month. Back in the day, this is the kind of thing that would go over a 6-month period, and they would just keep, torturing each other left and right. And so I see where your point is. I would like to see it continue, but Like I said, things happen so fast now. Maybe it's already over and they have to go a different path for WrestleMania. But this was an excellent first call. This is what I'm talking about. We got smart viewers, smart listeners. You're a pro, dude. Thanks a lot.
All right, you're welcome.
Take care, brother. All right, who we got next?
All right, bringing in somebody else. Remember to turn down your stream when you, in order for us to hear you a little bit better. You're on with Jonny Loquasto on AfterBuzz TV's Raw After Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Brandon calling from San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, Texas. What's up, San Antonio?
Was good. 210 in the house. Getting ready for my first Mania up in Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Are you going? You got your ticket?
Yes, I got my ticket months ago. Got a whole set, and I'm excited for my first Mania.
Oh, dude, that's a good one to go to with 100,000 other people. Biggest one ever. Come on now.
Exactly. And family in town, so no hotel, so thank God.
Oh, you're saving some money, too. All right, I'll be crashing with you. I'm down.
The whole AfterBuzz crew's looking for a place to stay. You willing to give up your house?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So tell me, what's on your mind? What's on your mind?
This Mania in particular, I'm excited as far as what big stars are going to be happening, especially with all the injuries that are happening. I think out of all the matches, the one I'm excited for is the predicted Divas title match with Charlotte, and I'm calling it now. It's going to be her, Sasha, and Becky, because
triple threat.
I think it makes sense having the three women that revolutionized the division in WWE and have them have their own name spot right there. So I figured, hey, if WWE gives them the proper time, those three can deliver.
Oh, absolutely right. Did I completely agree? If this ends up being a triple threat, I would love to see them get 20 minutes for this match. They can tear it down. They can steal any part of that show. And if it ends up being a one-on-one match, fine, but I think you're right. I think a triple threat match, the three people that everyone would love to see, we know they can do it. We know they can completely, make a performance that we won't forget. I'm with you, man. I just want to see them have time, like you said. Give them at least 20 minutes.
Exactly, and don't make it no cluster. You know what?
You want to know
the
something
previous one
that can give them
Mania.
Right.
Something that can give them the best amount of time. Something that I think would be amazing for the division as a whole is give them all the time. Let the time run out. And give it a three-way draw to go the whole 20 minutes and end in just pandemonium. But we get an old school time decision match.
I love it. That's a
I
novel
agree
idea.
with that, but the WWE never do time limits.
That's the thing. It called me old school, but I missed the days when you would actually hear this match has a 15-minute timer. When there are rules, that makes people care even more. So I would love to have rules again, and I'd love to have time limits. And I think the time limit draw is something that I think can be brought back to really be beneficial.
I agree with that.
So what do you think about The Godfather?
Hey, I met Godfather about a month ago at an indie show down here, so I'm happy that the brother's getting an induction and another getting his dues paid by getting inducted, and I'm excited for who else is going to join them down the line.
Exactly. Do you think you're going to get to the Hall of Fame as well, or what's your plan for that WrestleMania weekend?
I plan to check out as many indie shows as I can. Of course, Mania, of course. I'm definitely going to TakeOver. I have to spend a lot of money for the ticket.
I'll be there.
It's being sold out, so
I'll be there.
Alternative routes, but definitely stoked for my big weekend. I can't wait for it.
Good deal. Well, we may do a meetup with compadres and AfterBuzz crew at some point, so you'll probably see that on social media, so be on the lookout for it.
All right, real talk. I'll be on that.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate the call.
No problem.
All right, who do we got next? Mr. Mark.
All right. Thank you for calling in to AfterBuzz TV's Raw After Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Dylan from Austin.
All right, another Texas. What's up, Dylan?
Hey.
So what do you want to talk about?
So I was wondering, do you think Shane going for the control of Raw is a possible fill-in for the brand split again?
Man,
maybe give Stephanie SmackDown.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
No?
Yo, I'd be so down for a brand split again, because if you ask me, I thought that was so fun back in the day, and that allowed new stars to emerge. When Paul Heyman took over SmackDown, I don't know if you remember, but it got to a point where SmackDown was beating Raw in ratings, and initially with the trades he made, he was being laughed at. He's like, no, I know the guys I want, and I know the guys that are great. I'd be all for a draft, a brand split. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I believe like if they did that, or cut down the dates for the wrestlers, so less chances of injuries, and give ratings back to SmackDown, because then you have to watch SmackDown to watch,
Yeah.
certain wrestlers and stuff.
It's a really good point, and I think maybe that's the process, because if you notice, since SmackDown went back to USA, it's a lot more relevant. Like, they're making things happen, like, Brock Lesnar showing up on SmackDown for the first time in 90 years, stuff like that.
Right, and then like having like AJ face Jericho on SmackDown. So yeah, I think that'd be a great idea to have the brand split again.
I completely agree, and I'd be totally on board. And that could be a great way after WrestleMania ends to kick off their quote, season premiere of their new season, to actually have the draft, have trades, maybe come up with someone who controls SmackDown and versus Raw. It'd be something we haven't seen in a while. So.
Right, and a great way to introduce some NXT call-ups as well.
Cool. Now, on the Hall of Fame tip, who else, is there anyone in your mind that sticks out that you would like to see get inducted this year?
Oof, I haven't even thought about that.
Me neither. Think about it and jump in the live chat. Let me know.
All right.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, we got somebody else on the line. You're online with Jonny Loquasto. Let us know your name and where you're calling from.
Hello. This is Tina from Seattle.
Tina, is this Tina Keys?
Of course it is, Johnny.
Hey, girl. What are you doing?
Not a lot. Just recovering, trying to get my bearings together and be ready for WrestleMania. Wow, Raw, man.
Yeah, your thoughts. Go for it.
It started strong. It was like a little bit murky in the middle, I admit, and it ended strong. They're definitely trying to sell 100,000 seats.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. And that's the thing is, whether or not people enjoyed Fastlane, at this point, they had to find a way to do something. And to get Shane McMahon back, number one, is huge. But then to also involve him versus The Undertaker, I'm incredibly confused by that. So I'm intrigued to see what the plan is over the next couple of weeks.
I am too, because you're not really necessarily who to cheer for. I mean, it's awesome that Shane McMahon's been back. What, 6-7 years they were saying that he's been gone?
He's been gone since 2010. Yeah.
Yeah, and then The Undertaker, again, the possibility of, like, this could be one of his final matches, especially in it being in Texas. I can't wait.
It's going to be fantastic. Now, anyone as far as Hall of Fame goes that you think would be fun to induct this year?
Oh, gosh. I am not sure. Divas-wise, it's the controversial choice. I would say either Chyna or even Jacqueline, basically, too. Especially Jacqueline with the legacy that she has in wrestling over 30-some-odd years.
And not to mention she's from Texas.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that'd be a great choice. I think Chyna, it's a matter of time. I think she still has some cleaning up to do with her life and everything before they do that. Obviously, we're all rooting for her, and she certainly has earned it. But I think you're right. I'd love to see someone like Jacqueline, who really has had a long career, and she's helped out so many people along the way as well.
Yeah, and she was part of, like, the first Tough Enough, one of the trainers there. Mm-hmm. Another one, too, that I would like to see is Davey Boy Smith or even Dynamite Kid from the British Bulldogs.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I think both of them would be amazing. I mean, obviously, Davey Boy's no longer with us, and Dynamite Kid's had a lot of health issues, but they do both deserve to go in.
Yes, exactly.
So, question, since I'm talking to a lady, what are your thoughts on the Divas title situation? Do you want to see a triple threat, or would you rather see one-on-one?
I mean, we've seen a combination of actually all three in a sense. I guess just for the main people in the WWE universe, it would be just to see a triple threat would be interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've seen it in NXT on numerous occasions. We've seen one-on-one with that on NXT as well. I think a triple threat match would be cool.
I think they would just tear it down. I mean, and that would just add to WrestleMania. In the past, a lot of the Divas matches at WrestleMania have kind of been like, 2 years ago, I was at WrestleMania 30, and they had to follow Brock Lesnar and Undertaker. It was so unfair. So I would love to see a match like that just completely get the shine that it deserves, and the three of those would certainly get that.
Yes, and they definitely usher it in with the new, just really bring that Divas Revolution into light, too. That's
right. All right, well, Tina, good hearing from you, and thank you again for all your support with Compadres. We really appreciate that, of course.
All right, no problem. It was a pleasure talking to you, Johnny.
You got it. You too. All right, who's next?
All right, taking another caller. Thank you for calling into the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show. You're on with Jonny Loquasto. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Whoa. Hi, Mark. Hi, Johnny. It's Christine. I'm from Sydney. I'm actually calling from Sydney right now.
What?
Yeah. And also, on a side note, I met Mark and Hobo and Dale at SummerSlam 2014 at outside Staples.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know where I
yeah,
was. I was there, but I guess I was preparing for Dale to become a meme, so maybe I wasn't around at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a shame, but it's all right. I'm talking online now, so I guess that's cool. Yeah, Raw was pretty intense. I was actually live streaming a bit of it, so I was refraining from marking out at work when I saw Shane.
Right.
And yeah, that was crazy. I was just probably following up on the whole Divas thing because I love them all. But I was having a conversation with my boyfriend the other day, and we were talking about when was the last one-on-one singles women's title match at Mania. And we were just racking through our mind, and I'm led to believe, I didn't search it, but it was probably Mickie James and Trish, and that was a great match. And to be perfectly honest, I think it would be beneficial if they just had a one-on-one match. I would love to see Sasha and Charlotte, but they've got so many years ahead of them. Like, we could get various combinations, and eventually, you know, like the triple threat, or when Bayley comes onto the main roster, the four horsewomen all up against each other at Mania. So I personally think it should just be a one-on-one match, if anything.
And I totally see your point there. My main reason for supporting the triple threat is the fact that Charlotte hasn't developed a fierce rivalry necessarily, one more than the other, whether it was Sasha or Becky. On NXT, sure, but on the main roster, Charlotte's kind of just recently started.
That's completely new.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if we have that triple threat, then that could branch off after WrestleMania into other feuds. Like I said, you know, Bayley comes up, like you mentioned. But I think that triple threat, the chemistry is so much there. I think anyone that watches the three of them, for me, it'd be hard to leave one of them out.
That's true. Oh, I just like what's happening right now.
Yeah, me too.
As a female viewer, I like what's happening right now.
Oh, plus, Naomi's amazing.
I mean, either way.
And Naomi's incredible. So you live in Sydney, am I correct?
Yes.
Have you checked out Carlo Cannon, our friend, he's over there, and so is the Hobo right now?
Hobo's back.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
they're both there. They came back, didn't they?
Well, no, Hobo's back, but Carlo wrestles in Sydney. I mean, he has a school in it. You got to go check out his shows.
Oh, I didn't realize he had gone and done shows in Sydney. I thought it was just strictly Melbourne.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is mainly Melbourne. I might be wrong. But hit him up on social media, because if he's ever around, you should go check him out.
Will do. I did enjoy him on the Wrestling Compadres and on the NXT shows. So
well, I appreciate
I will
it.
definitely check him out.
Well, thank you so much for watching and listening. Of course, the Compadres, and an absolutely great call. And hopefully, we'll talk again down the road.
Yes, thank you so much.
You got it. All right, who's next?
All right, thank you for calling in to the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show. You're on with Jonny Loquasto. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Wayne from New Orleans.
Yo, what's up, darlings? How's it going?
I'm going to talk about Triple H and Shane. Like, what is Stephanie's role in that match?
I don't know. I mean,
that's the thing that confuses me. Is there right now Triple H is doing seemingly a good guy thing, but Stephanie is the bad person with the whole Shane and Undertaker thing. And as the authority, it's getting muddy again, which is really bizarre.
I'm just wondering, like, is Stephanie going to be like an enforcer, or maybe a special guest referee, or?
Well, let me ask you a question. What did you think about how Raw ended, where Triple H attacks Roman Reigns, they have a brawl, Roman Reigns gets bloodied up, Triple H destroys him, then does the crotch chop? I mean, do you feel like that's making it even murkier for fans? Because, they really want Roman Reigns to be a hero, but essentially Triple H is getting a huge positive reaction for doing that.
Well, Triple H is mostly, they was in Detroit, so Triple H is the face in Detroit, and Roman Reigns is going to be the heel in the North, but I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough to figure out. I mean, they did a great job of really establishing a lot of heat tonight between those two, and hopefully Reigns' nose is okay. But it was a little confusing. Anything else you want to talk about?
Mostly about Divas. Like, I heard it's going to be a second Divas match. Like, what could it be? What could it possibly be? Like a 6-on-6 Divas match, or Paige versus Brie Bella or something?
I don't know, man. We might not see Brie again. Who knows? And as far as Paige, I don't know what's going on with her. I think Naomi deserves to have something for sure. The question is, what do they want to do? Do they want to have a second match, maybe a big battle royal, bring up some NXT people? But to be honest, right now, Bayley's kind of holding the NXT women's division right now. They're trying to get some of the younger women to really step up and establish a role. But right now, they're kind of, they have some stuff to work out. So I don't know.
Well, that was it.
Cool, man. Well, good talking to you.
All right.
Take care. I love New Orleans, man. It's a good city.
Great city.
All right. Blast at WrestleMania 30.
Thank you for calling in to the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show. You're on with Jonny Loquasto. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? I'm calling from Washington, D.C. Well, Brie Bella, I don't really like her, so if the faster retires, the better for me, because I actually think she sucks as a wrestler. But with the Triple H thing, I don't think he's playing hero. I think everyone just doesn't like Roman Reigns because he's like the perfect looking dude, muscular, coiffed hair or whatever, like long hair, and like they just don't like the perfect guy being able to win everything. And also his mic skills are really not that good, and he doesn't sell injuries well when he does matches. Mm-hmm. So I think there are a plethora of reasons why people are cheering for Triple H over Roman Reigns, and I don't think any of them is because it's making it murky for people to figure out who's the heel and who the good guy is. And also, I want Charlotte to lose to anyone because I really don't want her to keep that title anymore, because all she is Ric Flair's daughter, and like they can't. It's not even a compelling storyline to me anymore. Yeah, I guess she's like kind of good at working the crowd and working the mic or whatever, but I honestly think there are far more entertaining wrestlers in the women's division than Charlotte, including Summer Rae, which I don't know why she's buried like in that division. But like I'd rather see a lot of people come up. And as for women that should be in the Hall of Fame, why isn't Stephanie in? Like seriously, why isn't the whole McMahon family in at this point? Because this McMahon, I think, deserves to be in just as much as Hulk Hogan did.
Right. Well,
and Shane McMahon definitely deserves to be in. And Stephanie, I would say, actually deserves to be in too. And if you're not going to go that route, did Lita make it in yet?
Well, here,
I know. I believe Trish made it in because one of the two.
Yeah, Lita.
Either Trish or Lita made it in because one of the two inducted the other. But if one of them is not in, how about putting one of those two in?
Well, how could you forget? Lita gave like a 90-minute induction speech 2 years ago.
Didn't she? But wasn't she inducting Trish?
No. She got in at WrestleMania 30, dude.
Trish inducted her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're both in?
Yes. So, okay, let me respond to you now. As far as the Triple H thing, you bring up a very valid point. But as far as Charlotte, I honestly couldn't disagree with you more. If you've noticed, Ric Flair hasn't said a word lately. It's been Charlotte really taking control. I think what she said tonight on Raw was fantastic. She's playing the cocky athlete that is physically better than every single one of us, and that's who she has to be. And I think she is great in that role. And whether or not she wins at WrestleMania, to me, I don't really have. I'm okay with her holding on to it because you need to have strong heels, and there aren't that many nowadays. I think Charlotte is really becoming that.
There's no strong face to like counteract her, so she doesn't really look that strong of a heel to me. Like when Sasha was in NXT, Bayley was there as the ultimate face, but now it's just like there is no ultimate face there to go against her. That's what they need to work on.
You're right. I appreciate the call, man. I think Becky Lynch is an incredibly strong face. I think Sasha can do either one.
But they don't promote her enough, and they don't work on it enough to promote her as a face.
Okay, man. Well, good points there. All right. He was heated. He was a little heated there.
A little heated.
A little bit.
Let's hope our next caller isn't as heated. Thank you for calling into the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show. Remember to turn down your live stream so that we can hear you clearly. What's your name?
Turn down for what?
What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Mark. Hi, Johnny. It's Watchtower.
Hey, what's up, Watchtower?
It's been a long time since I called in, and I'm just going to say that for now. But I'll just give my 2 cents on what I thought was what happened at Raw tonight, since the last caller was a little out of control.
No, but he had strong opinions. I just don't think he had an interest in listening to anyone's rebuttal. That's my issue. I've heard. So, here's what I think what happened with Raw. I would say it was an okay Raw. I would say the beginning and ending were the great points, and middle was kind of filler, I guess you can say. Okay.
Last night's pay-per-view, I watched it. It wasn't the best pay-per-view either. It also makes a good question as to why Shane returned, because let's be honest, why did he return? That's the question to both of you, actually, if you want to give your opinions on answers on that real quick.
Well, I think it's a matter of, I don't think we know yet. I think we're going to find out. Obviously, he said he wants control of Monday Night Raw. He gave his opinion that Triple H and Steph were running the company into the ground. So he already kind of gave his examples, and also the whole Vincent J. McMahon Legacy Award. He said, I just couldn't, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. I can't stand by and watch this award just be given to Steph. So he gave his reasons as to why he came back. The bigger question is, why The Undertaker? And will this lead to something else? Will someone help Shane? Will someone help Taker? Will he have control of Raw? Will he not? So those are the questions that we won't have answered.
Right. Right. And I think from what a lot of people are hearing is, or at least reading, they think that John Cena will have some part of it because even though it's Shane versus Taker, somehow I bet you they're going to work around it to where Shane can't wrestle because Vince will probably do something to where he can't, and he has to choose a person to represent him. So, also, the tag team division, I would, as much as
Wait, Watchtower, wait. Watchtower, did you say tag team match? Holla, holla, holla.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. I like the New Day. They're very over. However, they're running out of teams to face, obviously. I don't know where they're going with the New Day. I don't know what do you guys think where they're going with them, where they're taking them as far as who's their next opponents, because obviously they're trying to aim it with the League of Nations, possibly, and maybe since AJ and Jericho teamed up tonight, could that possibly be a potential there? What do you guys think?
That was a one-shot. I don't think that's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Watchtower. I appreciate the call, Watchtower. Go ahead, Mark. So, yeah, I think with the New Day right now, they're just giving them free reign to do what they want. New Day knows what they're doing. They're selling tons of merchandise. I love the fact they've had the title for this long. You don't see that anymore. And so, who's going to challenge them? I don't know.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Alrighty.
Thanks, buddy.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank you for calling in. And we got our next caller on the line. Thank you for calling in to the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show. You're on with Jonny Loquasto. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what is up? This is the Lake 27 from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, man, your WrestleMania is in your backyard, homie.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing. Are you going?
I am going to very much try to go. I'm going to try to scalp some tickets or bricks some Uncle see it there, but
okay.
I'll make it.
Sounds good.
And so do you think they're really going to pull the trigger here with Shane versus Undertaker, try to make him a heel in Texas, his home state, and try to actually make that go?
Man, that's a great question. I mean, you saw the reaction Shane got tonight and the fact that he didn't shake his dad's hand. He got right in Steph's face. He embarrassed her. We already know his intentions are very, very clear. The question is, see, in the past, we've always had The Undertaker either make the challenge or be challenged. When's the last time we had an announcement by Vince saying, you're wrestling The Undertaker? That's a weird... Probably since the corporate ministry, we haven't seen The Undertaker be controlled by anybody. So I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah, I was a little thrown by it myself. And it's like, are they actually going to try to get Texan fans to boo against the Taker? This is like a happen, man.
I think there's going to be a couple things that happen. I think we're going to either get one, the Urn's going to make a comeback, and Vince is going to have the Urn just for a fun, spooky thing, or Undertaker is going to lay down and take the loss from Shane, just like some people calling it Poke of Doom 2.
What would be the so you're saying that, to me, that would show that the Undertaker is going to be on TV a lot more often, though?
Not necessarily. He doesn't want to deal with this crap.
What?
He could easily just say, no, I don't want to fight for you, Vince. I mean, what? I mean, there's no reason for him to do that.
Since Undertaker hasn't been on TV, he has no reason. We have no reason to believe that he accepts the match. So Vince is going to have to do something to push his hand.
What about someone? If obviously we're going to see the Undertaker. This is going to be one of those years where we're going to see the Undertaker prior to WrestleMania. What if someone shows up, maybe a vigilante, and helps Shane, thus leading towards a match between the Dead Man and said vigilante at the next WrestleMania? I don't know.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, that's the one. That's exactly who I was thinking of.
DDP.
Yep, because he hasn't forgot about that stalker issue. Yeah, you're right. Good call, man. Good call.
One more thing.
Yo.
Also, when it comes to like a tag team for a tag team match at WrestleMania, either against the Dudleys or the New Day, who I love, Kevin Von Erich, his sons are, or Kenny Von Erich, after which one, his sons, Ross and Marshall Von Erich, their tag team, they've done stuff for TNA and other companies around here in Texas. Do you think they can make some kind of appearance?
That'd be a quick appearance. That'd be like a quick thing to go, by the way, these guys are a total credible threat.
It'd be huge in Dallas, though. I mean, people would go nuts.
No, they certainly would. The thing is, at WrestleMania, you want to have, for the most part, you want to have a build-up.
Yeah.
You're right, though. I mean, with now the Dudleys going heel, if you will, they have the New Day. I mean, Kalisto's already a champion, so it's really, I mean, there aren't many babyface tag teams out there, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But this was a great call. I appreciate you calling in, and I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Thanks,
I'll be there.
Thank you, guys.
You got to take care.
All right. Our next caller, you're on with Jonny Loquasto on AfterBuzz TV's Raw After Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Andrew from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn Zoo. What's up? What's up, man?
Not too much.
What do you want to talk about?
I was going to talk about the Shane thing, and then whether that means if it was a rush booking around the Cena injury.
Okay, go for it.
Sweet.
Oh, you want me to comment on that?
Yeah, I was going to talk to Johnny about it.
Yeah, I'm here. This is Johnny, man. You got me.
Oh, Johnny, it's Harvin. I thought they didn't transfer him over to you yet.
Oh, what's up, Harvin?
Yeah, we're totally in.
This is one of my Whistle Sports buddies. When I did the Epic Tour, if you guys remember, this is one of the guys that was on the road with me. What's up, my brother?
Yeah, you realize you were, like, not exactly live.
No, we're just about live. We're a couple seconds.
Just about.
Just about. So what are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I feel like the Shane thing, how much do you think it's just rush booking because Cena's injury didn't heal in time? Because it kind of seems short-sighted. It kind of seems like he's there, but there's no way he's going to beat The Undertaker, which means what's the point of the angle of him trying to take over if it's going to end after WrestleMania?
I wouldn't say it doesn't mean he's not going to win, dude. I think if he wants control of Raw, there's stakes there. And like I said, this could be, someone could come in and help Shane that could lead to a feud with Undertaker down the road. So I love the fact that he wants control, and maybe it could lead to the brand split that we talked about earlier. I mean, was it rushed? Maybe. I mean, dude, there's so many injuries right now. They have to figure things out. And Shane was the wild card that we all had hoped would happen.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, too. I like him. But it didn't feel like they didn't really set anything up and then all of a sudden kind of pulled it out of their back pocket after last night.
Which I'm okay with. I mean, however he got on the show, and I'm totally cool with it.
Hey, it's something different.
Exactly. We're happy about it.
I will say I immediately think that's the more exciting match than Triple H and Reigns, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we got 5 weeks to see what happens there, and who knows if it could become something other than just one-on-one. I really don't know. But right now, it looks like that's the way it's going to be. But yeah, my dude.
I don't know if the Texas crowd goes home happy then.
I don't know. I mean, how long can Triple H hang on to the title when he's not full-time?
Also, I read something that this will be his fourth WrestleMania main event. It was, let's see, it blew the one against Jericho. They had the one with the triple threat where he lost to Benoit. I mean, he always hasn't had the best performances in the WrestleMania spotlight.
And I don't necessarily think Triple H is going to lose either. I think there's a good chance he may hang on to this. And, you know, Roman Reigns, yeah, he's in the main event, but a lot of the fans don't agree that he's should be there yet. So
yeah. I mean, maybe have him win and Shane the next night comes out and the faction challenges against it, and there's your summer storyline into SummerSlam.
Exactly. Well, we got to get one more call, Harmon, but dude, we'll talk soon, my man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
See ya. One more call. Who we got?
You are the last caller on AfterBuzz TV's Raw After
Last
Show.
call,
Let us know where you're from and who you are.
Yeah.
This is Angie from Hawaii. It took me forever to get in, but I finally got in.
What's up, Angie from Hawaii? How you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I haven't watched Raw yet, but I have been told by a lot of people what's been going on.
Sorry, we ruined it for you.
Oh my God. Holy crap.
Yep. Yep.
And as far as Roman is concerned, and there's been a bunch of people, and I'm going to not name names, but they know who they are, and they're probably in chat, who have been tearing him down. And I've said it once, and I'm going to say it again. It's not his fault how he's being booked.
Mm-hmm.
So, ease up.
Well, here's the thing, though. So you're basically saying they are rushing him to the spotlight too fast.
Last year, I thought that definitely. But I know me personally, I've seen a lot of growth. And my biggest fear for him is come Mania that The Rock is going to be there. I really don't want, I know they're family and he's probably going to be in his corner or something, but I really don't want Roman to be outshined by The Rock. And that's my biggest concern as far as Roman.
Right.
But there's been so much improvement.
No, I agree. He's improved a ton over the past year, and I think he's put a great effort in. And like I said, here's the problem. Nobody wants to be patient anymore in 2016. It doesn't matter if it's pro wrestling or business or sports or entertainment. No one has any patience because of just the nature of the beast of society. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, you can see people grow because there wasn't 19 hours of TV every week. So Roman has made a ton of improvements, and that's why I'm proud of the guy. Coming back from the hernia surgery, doing all the matches he's had, and I think he's only going to get better. But at the same time, they got him on that pedestal, so he's got to step his game up as much as he possibly can.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing with the Divas, I'm just looking forward. I would be happy with a triple threat. I would be happy with Becky or Sasha. I'm just happy they're finally getting their chance.
Yep.
It's about damn time.
And also, with so many injuries right now, this is the WrestleMania to give them a long match. Give them 20, at least. If they're going to be triple threatened, do it.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
We agree. Well, I hope. Yeah,
Andrea told me to tell you hi.
Who did?
And
Andrea Beeler in chat.
Oh, Andrea. Yeah, what's up, girl?
And shout out to the AfterBuzz buddies who are in chat, and they know who they are.
All right, sounds good. Well, Angie, have a lovely time in Hawaii. I'm jealous that you're there, and so.
It's been raining actually, so it's not that great.
Yeah,
no,
but
that's pretty great. It doesn't rain in California.
Well,
so.
but rain in Hawaii tastes like coconut, so it's fine. I think.
That's science. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just science.
Thanks for calling in, Angie.
All right, Angie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. This is only the second time since I've been here. I think I've been here almost 3 years now that we've done a solo show. It wasn't planned, but it happened. And you know what? I had a damn good time with everybody. I had a damn good time with you, Soapbox Mark.
It's been pretty fun, Mr. Jay Quasto.
It's been a really fun time. And what a 5 weeks we're going to be in Dallas together. A lot of you watching, a lot of you listening will be in Dallas. We're hoping to do a big meetup. I imagine we'll try to figure that out over the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
right?
So right now, the plan is as many people associated with AfterBuzz TV's WWE shows are going to be in Dallas covering the event,
Cool.
whether it's Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Total Divas, Wrestling Compadres. I don't know if you have any insight with those guys, Johnny, but we're gonna be around. We're gonna be busy, but we're gonna make sure to find the time because a lot of people have been contacting us on Twitter saying that they're gonna be in Mania. They want to say hi, and we're gonna make sure that they have the opportunity.
So, Mark, I think if you can get a certain song ready, what you're saying is if we're all in WrestleMania together, then technically we're all gonna have a tag team match.
You know it's the Mac Militant. Coming to get it on.
That's the way it's gonna be, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Of course, follow at Wrestling Buds on Twitter. The Wrestling and Padres Slamcast is our weekly show that we have a lot of fun with. This week, our special guest will be Chavo Guerrero. It's been a really good year so far. Follow me on Twitter at jquasto, jlocomedy.com for all shows and all types of fun stuff. I have videos, I have stand-up, and my schedule's on there. And other than that, you know what? I got nothing else to say. Thank you guys very much for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.